Hi guys, it's Shriya here and welcome back to my channel Beauty and the Code. आज के वीडियो में I'm gonna be talking about my mist empties. So I have like a couple of fragrance mist that I have completely finished, and I just wanted to let you guys know whether this is worth the money or not, whether I'll be repurchasing these or not, and it's like a buy or a bye-bye kind of a video. I have a lot of products to go through, so let's begin. Before we do so, make sure कि आपने मेरे channel पे subscribe कर लिया है, you hit the bell notification and you follow me on Instagram. And now let's get started. So I have one deodorant which I'm going to talk about first. This one is from Yardley and this one is a Star Glam Refreshing Perfume Spray. Now this is one of their newer releases from Yardley, and I have been enjoying Yardley fragrances from years now because they're affordable, they are very French, classy kind of a fragrances which are mostly in the fresh floral category. This is no different. This one has a very gorgeous kind of like a very dominating white floral presence to it. It's a little bit sharp. I think there's a lot of bergamot in this. Yeah, it does say that it has bergamot, hints of jasmine, sandalwood, vanilla, ylang ylang. So it's kind of like a mixture of a yellow white floral combination going on. I don't get any vanilla in this. Like, it's a super fresh floral kind of a fragrance, and it has a lot of kick in it because the bergamot is super sharp and super strong. Definitely it's a sharp fragrance. It's not a very subtle fragrance is what I'll say. So if you are into that fresh floral category, you're going to love it. For me, this was kind of like a very known sort of a DNA from Yardley. I did not find it to be super unique, so I'm not going to repurchase this. I have enjoyed this. I'm not saying that I'm disappointed, but I want something more and something new and something better, and I don't want to repurchase this one for the same reason. Now I have a bunch of fragrance mist, so let's quickly get started with that. So this one is from Bath and Body Works, and this one is one of their OG classic Japanese cherry blossom fragrance mist. I've been loving the fragrance of Japanese cherry blossom. It's such a spring appropriate, such a fresh, such a beautiful fragrance, and this one had a tad bit of spiciness to it. It's a very mature fragrance, and this is a fragrance that I used to love all year around, and I have taken a long time to finish this one just because it's not that I did not like it, but just because I wanted to save it and I did not want to repurchase it. Like, I don't want to invest again in this fragrance when I know the DNA of it. So that's why I was like, slow down, slow down, slow down. But now it's been a point where, this is going to expire. So I was like, you know what, use it. So I finished it. I loved it. I enjoyed it. Definitely looking forward to repurchase it. Next pick again from Bath and Body Works, and this one is Mango Mandarin. This one is a very kind of like a sweet narangi kind of a fragrance. Now पहले मुझे लगा था कि इसमें मैंगो मेंशन्ड है, सो इट्स गोइंग टू बी अ वेरी गॉर्जियस काइंड ऑफ लाइक अ राइप्ड येलो मैंगो फ्रेग्रेंस विथ थोड़ा सा जेस्टीनेस, बट इट्स द अदर वे राउंड. इट्स अ वेरी स्वीट ऑरेंज with some zestiness. So the mango in this fragrance gets quite lost for me, and overall मुझे बहुत ही मीठे संतरे की, बहुत ही मीठा जूसी संतरा वाला fragrance इससे मिला. It's very beautiful for summer and spring season, and also in winters it works really well in layering because it has a very distinct juicy sweetness to it. मुझे बहुत पसंद आया. I think I will kind of repurchase it if it's available because ये बहुत पुराने bottle है. I don't think Bath and Body Works has this anymore. But if I find something similar to this, I may actually grab it. Next pick is Pink Chiffon from Bath and Body Works. A very kind of like a very airy, sweet, cloudy kind of a fragrance. That's how I can explain it. It's very pink in nature, like just how the bottle says pink chiffon, it literally feels like a pink chiffon. It's a very sweet sugary kind of a fragrance. I did enjoy it for some time, and then I kind of grew out of it because it just felt nothing but sweet. मतलब एक पाउडरीनेस, एक मार्शमेलोइनेस या एक कैरमल टच नहीं था इसमें, तो उसकी वजह से मुझे बस ये एक शुगर पाउडर शुगर वाला वाइब दे रहा था. एंड आफ्टर सम टाइम आई ग्रू आउट ऑफ इट, तो मैंने थोड़ा इन्जॉय किया और फिर उतना इन्जॉय नहीं किया, तो मैं इसको रीपर्चेस नहीं करना चाहती. बट आई डोंट वांट टू से बैड अबाउट इट बिकॉज मैंने बहुत इन्जॉय किया. सो आई जस्ट ग्रू out of it. मतलब मैं बोर हो गई इस fragrance से, but it's a beautiful fragrance, but I am not going to repurchase it. The next one is from Victoria's Secret. This is one of my favorite fragrances from Victoria's Secret, and this one is Amber Romance. This is such a warm, cozy, winter appropriate fragrance. Like, इतना beautiful fragrance है ना ये. The amber in this is absolutely phenomenal. बहुत ही एक वार्म स्पाइसी हग की तरह फील होता है ये. स्पाइसी हग नहीं, इट फील्स लाइक अ वार्म हग. दिस वन इज़ वन ऑफ द मोस्ट वार्म एंड कोजी फ्रेग्रेंसेज इन माई कलेक्शन. लाइक वॉज अब ख़त्म हो गया. Absolutely loved it because it's mature, it's warm, it's very kind of like a nurturing, motherly kind of a fragrance. Like I feel absolutely comfortable, and you know, it's a very comforting kind of a fragrance. It feels like a warm hug. Absolutely love this one, and I definitely want to actually repurchase this. Next up is again from Victoria's Secret, and this one is called as Rush. And you know what, I was on the fence with this fragrance. I started using it, I loved it. In between, completely stopped using it. This is again like a fresher take on a vanilla fragrance. So I was like on off with the usage of this one till I finished it. मतलब मैं end तक confirm नहीं कर पाई कि whether I love it or I hate it. So this is the kind of fragrance which is like a one-time thing for me. Like it came, I used it and it went away without an impact. Not going to repurchase it. Enjoyed it, but not to the point where I want to repurchase it. Next is Layer Wottagirl, and this one is called as Deep Space. This is one of very beautiful fragrances from Wottagirl. If you are running low on budget and if you want to purchase something which smells expensive but is not expensive, you should definitely give this one a try. Now the name is Deep Space, which kind of had two meanings for me. Like I thought कि जो you know ocean aquatic के बहुत डेप्थ्स में एक डीप स्पेस सा रहता है जो अभी तक किसी ने एक्सप्लोर नहीं किया. Kind of that feel I had. And the second deep space kind of like you know galaxy वाला feel था. बट ये फ्रेग्रेंस को देखकर मुझे लगा कि ये ब्लू है पैकेजिंग, सो डेफिनेटली इट हैड टू बी लाइक द डीप स्पेस ओशन. एंड दिस आई फाउंड टू बी काइंड ऑफ लाइक अ फ्लोरल स्वीट एक्वेटिक फ्रेग्रेंस. इट डेफिनेटली हैड दैट मिस्टीरियस फील टू इट. तो आई थिंक द डीप स्पेस काइंड ऑफ इज़ अ गुड नेम फॉर इट. मुझे ये बहुत पसंद आई. लाइक आई thoroughly enjoyed this one and I definitely want to repurchase this. Next is again from Watergirl, and this one is completely broken bottle. I'm sorry about the pathetic state of this bottle, but it was just the last bits were not coming up, so I had to open up the cap to get all the fragrance out because I don't waste even an iota of my fragrance. So that's what I did, and this one is again from Layer Watergirl. This one is called as a Spellbound. Now I did not really enjoy this one because it just had a very इलायची फील टू इट. मतलब इसमें ना एक इलेक्ट्रॉनिक इलायची काइंड ऑफ फील था अलोंग विथ थोड़े से फ्लोरल एंड फ्रूटी नोट्स विच टू मी वर अ लिटिल कॉन्फ्लिक्टिंग. क्योंकि मुझे ऐसे ना दूसरे विस्प आते थे. थोड़ा सा हर्बल विस्प आता था, थोड़ा सा फ्लोरल विस्प आ रहा है, थोड़ा स्वीट विस्प आ रहा है. एंड ओवरऑल मैंने इन्जॉय नहीं किया ये फ्रेग्रेंस को. मतलब आई जस्ट वांटेड टू फिनिश इट एंड गेट रिड ऑफ इट. सो नॉट गोइंग टू रिपर्चेस इट एंड डिड नॉट रियली एन्जॉय इट. Next one is from Ekam, and this one is Pink Blush. I'm not really sure if Ekam makes these anymore, but this was kind of like a dupe to Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. And I found the DNA to be super interesting, citrusy, thoda sa fruity, mature and a very easy breezy airy kind of a fragrance जो मैंने summer and spring time में बहुत enjoy किया. And you know this performs well. It's not that ये एकदम lightweight है. ये fresh category का fragrance होते हुए भी it lasted around 3 hours on me, which is a good performance for the fragrance mist. So I enjoyed this one and I actually am looking for this to repurchase because मुझे अच्छा लगा इसका DNA. My next perfume is from Nykaa, and this is Wanderlust Country Rose. Now this is a very kind of like a you know gulabari in a bottle. It literally has a very kind of like a fresh aqua gulabari feel to it, and थोड़ा सा herbal touch भी है इस fragrance में. प्यारा है, अच्छा लगा मुझे, बट नॉट टू अ पॉइंट दैट आई फाउंड दिस यूनिक. इसमें थोड़ा सा स्वीटनेस एंड मेच्योरिटी एंड स्पाइसेस मुझे मिसिंग लगे. सो आई डिड नॉट रियली लव दिस वन, and I have had better rosy fragrances in my collection, so not going to repurchase this. My next one is Slay on Me, and this one is from BySak. Now BySak Wellness makes amazing perfumes and body mist, and I highly recommend you to get and check them out. Slay on Me was more of an aromatic vanilla fragrance with some rosy hints to it, and this is something which is mature and much better than the previous Nykaa Country Rose that I showed. This is a better version of that. This I may actually reconsider purchasing, but for the time being, I have a lot to go through. Like all these fragrance mists are still in my collection, so slow and steady I want to finish them all, because I'm not someone who gravitates too much with the mist. I'm more of a perfume EDP kind of a girl, so I'm trying to use these up and finish these up, so I'm not going to repurchase it. The last one that I've emptied is a Plum body mist, and this one is Trippin Mimosa. I have finished already 2 or 3 bottles of this. Absolutely love the DNA. Zesty, on your face, a fresh, a citrusy fragrance with some sweetness to it. It feels like a very, beach appropriate kind of like a drink, like a lemon zesty drink. I love this fragrance. Like, I enjoy it so much. This is the kind of fresh fragrances that I personally enjoy instead of those aquatic kind of a fragrances. So highly recommend it, and I enjoy it. I have 2 perfumes of this. Like, I have 2 bottles of perfumes of this one. May not repurchase this one, but I love the scent profile and I highly recommend it. And I personally prefer the perfume more. So that brings us to the end of the video and completes the marathon of fragrance mist empties. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, hit the like button. Do let me know what is your opinion on whatever fragrance mist I shared, and what are your empties. Like, I'm very curious. Do let me know in the comment section. Let's make that area chatty. And subscribe, hit the bell notification, follow me on Instagram, do all the good stuff. And I'm gonna see you very soon in my next video. Bye.